Welcome back. Hello. Today is March 19th, 2025, and I'm coming to you live tonight from my spare bedroom, one of my 3 spare bedrooms. I don't know why I bought the house I bought because it's literally just my wife and a bunch of pets, but we have 4 bedrooms and I have 2. I have 2 bedrooms and a den dedicated to me. My wife has 2 bedrooms and a gym dedicated to her. So anyway, hello. I hope everybody is doing well after our spectacular show last night. How could you not be doing well? And you're already in for another amazing stream tonight. Tonight, we have a couple of things I wanted to do. First, we want to program. We do want to do some programming, but I want to select the basketball bracket. This is bracket season. I think that means it's college basketball. I know nothing about basketball. I kind of like NBA basketball, but I am a NBA playoff basketball fan, right? I have tried several times to get into. I tried getting into the Washington. I still want to call them the Washington Bullets. That's how old I am. But I tried getting into the Washington Wizards, but they suck. And regular season basketball is just kind of like, I couldn't do it. I tried doing it and I couldn't do it. And then, but every time the playoffs come around, like I can usually get an emotional interest in one of the game or like in one of the teams and then kind of follow the playoffs. Really, like people will say soccer is boring. Soccer fans will say that American football is boring. Excuse me, but the truth of the matter is that all sports are boring. All sports are boring unless you have some emotional investment into the team or the game that's going on. Without that, it's like you're just watching a couple of people just kick a ball back and forth or whatever. So so with basketball coming out, with bracket season happening, I thought maybe that would be a good change of pace from all of the stuff that's happening with like wars over here and departments of this being eliminated and all this other stuff and like just all the craziness and fires and chaos and brimstone, cats and dogs living together, anarchy. I thought a good change to that might be to kind of to come up with a bracket. Now, I think the brackets are college basketball, right? Because this always happens around my birthday. My birthday is on Monday, so make sure you get your birthday presents in the mail today if you want them to get here on time. And so my birthday is on Monday, and always every year around my birthday, that is when this whole bracket stuff begins to happen. Is when the you gotta do your brackets. It's March Madness. You gotta do your brackets. So I thought we would probably do our maybe we would come up with a bracket, and then I was like, before this, I had kind of like settled down for work for the evening. And then I went to bed, got in bed, and for like an hour just scrolling through, YouTube, just like, just doom scrolling mindlessly. I discovered something. I had no idea this existed. Let me see if I can get this link to work. But this is something we need to check out. This is important. This changes everything. It is the 2025 Stationery Awards. I didn't even know this existed. One of Japan's most prestigious stationery awards. This is one of Japan's most prestigious stationery awards, meaning there's more than one. This is one of the most prestigious. The 13th edition, a judging panel of 13 stationery professionals from around the country analyzed 1,000 nominated items and elect the best products in over 20 categories. Now, I love stationery. I don't know what it is, but I can, and I think this is one of the reasons that my daughter's mother and I kind of hit it off way back in the day. This was decades ago, literally decades ago. But we kind of bonded over a shared love of stationery, where we could kind of just go into Office Depot and our Staples, which both are like stationery chain stores here in the United States, and just like browse and just like look and just like, ooh, look at that notebook. Ooh, look at those pens. Ooh, I love stationery. So, but let's just start right off. Like, okay, so this does look like a sales site, but I want to know, where can I find the actual awards? That's what. Oh no, is it going to be? Oh no, it's what. Oh no, oh no. Okay, we got to get the stationery. Okay, stationery store grand prize winner decided. All right, I just want a list of the awards. Maybe I could just look up the Wikipedia. Stationery. Is there a wiki page? No, there does not seem to be a... Okay, but let's see. Okay, well, Reddit was posting about it. I want to find this because I saw a short where it showed, like, the pens and the pencils and the erasers. Oh, my gosh. This was award-winning stationery. Okay, so this is like a magic marker, or it's a highlighter. I can't draw neatly with highlighter. This is the perfect solution to everyone's long-standing problem. Now, I will say I am not a big fan of highlighters. I don't do a lot of highlighting. I'm just not a highlighter guy. I am a mechanical pencil. This right here. This is a Pentel. A Pentel. I forget the model. Oh, Pentel Side FX. So I actually have a story about this pencil. It's a mechanical pencil. This particular one is a 0.7 lead. Back in, oh my gosh, it must have been 2006, 2007, when I was getting serious about my mathematical studies. And if you've ever done if you've ever studied mathematics, you write it out by hand. I don't know what the kids do today. Maybe it's typed out today, but at least way back in the day, like 2007, you wrote everything out. And you get into when you get into higher level mathematics, you're kind of writing short essays. Your answers are like short essays because it's a lot of proofs, right? It's a lot of prove this, prove that. I mean, math kind of, when you study mathematics, they're right around the 200 to 300 level. It kind of leaves numbers and arithmetic behind, and it moves more into proof-based, like more paragraph, logic-based study. And with that, you make a lot of mistakes. And so you have to have a good pencil. And I discovered these Pentel mechanical pencils, and I love them. They are amazing pencils. They're just, they feel like a pen. They have this nice soft rubber grip on them. I mean, they're amazing pencils. And I remember I bought them. And then maybe around 2012 or so, I was like, you know what? I only bought like a pack of them, like a pack of 4. I only had 4 of them, and I cherished them. And I was like, I should go on Amazon and buy more because I love these pencils. Wouldn't you know that they were discontinued? They were discontinued. And I took it as a personal insult. Like, why is my favorite pencil, why is my Pentel Side FX pencil discontinued? Did people not love it enough? I don't understand. So I went on eBay, and I found somebody selling them, and it was about $50 for like 50 of them. From Japan. I remember it was from Japan. I had to order them, and I was like, done. I spent $50, and now I have a ton of these. Because my idea, my thinking is, if these are discontinued, that means they're never going to make these again. And my goal literally was to get enough of these mechanical pencils so that I would have enough literally for the rest of my life. And I think I accomplished that because there are maybe less than 10 in circulation. And what I mean by that is like here at this desk, at my desk downstairs, in the drawer downstairs, and I have 2 book bags I use regularly, so I have like 1 or 2 in there. So I have I have several of them just kind of. I have one in my car, so I have several of these pencils just kind of floating around, or as I put it, in circulation. But I have a stash of from the ones I bought that were sent from Japan. I still have like a nice size stash so that if I lose one, I can replace it. The goal, of course, is not to lose one. Now, you can ask my wife about this, but if I ever, whenever my wife's like, I need a pen or I need a pencil, like she needed a pencil because she got her passport, and there's a section where you write in, your emergency contact information. And I advised her, I said, it's probably good if you write that in pencil, because if my phone number changes or if I change or whatever, write it in pencil. You never know. And she's like, okay, well, can I borrow a pencil? And I hesitantly gave her one of these, because the fear in my mind is, if I gave her one of these, is it going to get lost somehow? Is that going to be one less or one fewer? I don't know, but is it going to be one of these that's taken out of circulation? And then therefore, because there's a finite number, right? There's a finite number of these pencils. I got to look at them now. It's a Pentel Side FX 0.7. Yeah, it's right here. What? Okay, everything I just said was a lie. Are they back in circulation? Are they back into being... So I have blue and I have gray. I didn't know they had red. Oh my. Okay, well maybe my fears can be put all aside now. Let me see. Oh, yeah, see, look. Discontinued Pentel Side FX. Look, Reddit gets it. 5G found. So this is a 0.7 5G. Is this a 5G? I'm going to turn this light on for a minute. Let me see. It says something here. It says 2A. Now, I don't know what the 5G 2A difference is. This actually looks like it has some kind of spring coil, which there is no spring in this. They come apart like this, and there's no spring. At least that I know of. I don't think so. I don't know what the 5G, and it does say Japan on it. So I'm not sure what the 5G is, but you can see that I'm not the only one who is complaining about them being discontinued. After almost 2 years of occasional searching, an email to Pentel that proved unfruitful, and countless dives into unusual office supply websites and locations, I found not one but 2. I have been searching for the Pentel Side FX 0.7 navy blue mechanical pencil with a solid blue navy blue barrel. So I think he's talking about this right here, which I have several of those with the navy blue. Had to be the same color as the barrel. Has been an art pen for around 4 years, and I crave the exact replacement. So these are great pens. This was manufactured in either July 2005 or July 2015. Oh wait, hold on one sec. My wife brought me dinner, so excuse me if I'm going to be chewing a little bit. But anyway, so congratulations, get the feeling. So you can see that a lot of people, may I ask what makes this specific pencil so special? It's because it's amazing. Other than the fact that it's special to me, what I prefer to draw with, and almost exclusively when sketching, this particular make of this pencil is no longer available to purchase commercially, as I told you. I even emailed them, which I understand. If you do even a little research, you're bound to find a couple navy blue PD257 Pentel FX 0.7 mechanical pencils, but it will take you a very, very long time to find one with the solid blue top. So I think he's talking. Yeah, I think he's talking about this part over here on the right, or which I definitely have the blue ones, but I'm also noticing now that where did it go? Did I already lose it? I'm wondering. So you see this plastic part here.
So this is a gray one, right? This is a gray one. I definitely have blue ones, but the thing is I think the blue ones I have are 0.5 and not 0.7. So it's a slight difference. But oh my God, they're such amazing pencils.
Oh, these are sold on Etsy, which is basically like eBay, right? Like it's not like it's sold at Staples or Walmart. It's sold on it's like some guy named Justin selling them out of his garage. I'm just curious what other people say about it. Yeah, oh my stars and garters. So I didn't realize they come in this many colors. So they're showing the blue because it has blue lead, but I don't care about I don't care about the color. Yellow, green. Oh my stars and garters. I am. Oh my God, I'm so. But anyway, but the stationery award. So that's my story about the pencil, and I'll also say, like, I completely understand emailing the manufacturer of a product, looking for more of that product, because I did that with socks. There were this specific pair of hemp socks. Justin says, sounds about right. Stuffing my face. Yes, I'm going to stuff mine too. Oh wait, it's still hot. But there were this pair of hemp socks that I got online, and I think I got it from Socks. I think it was called Sock Dreams. Now I'm gonna Google this off screen just to make sure, because I don't want to like go raw dogging Google on live stream. Sockdreams.com, and so there was this pair of hemp socks, and I ended up loving them. I loved them so much, and at the time I bought tons of them. I bought so many pairs of these hemp socks, but this was literally like 2002, 2003. And over the years, they start, they're socks, right? They start to get holes and they start to become worn and blah, blah, blah. So I started being very conservative about when I wear them, and kind of just like they were like my special occasion. I want to feel fancy and very comfortable socks. And about 2-3 years ago, I wrote this website where I got them, Sock Dreams, and I said, hey, does the manufacturer of these socks, are they still making them? Like, where can I get these socks? Like it's 2023 or whenever it was that I wrote this. It's 2023. Where can I buy these socks? And they told me that the company that made the socks went out of business. So I have maybe 6 pairs of them left, which I never wear. They sit in a bag in my closet, and I'm like, you know what? I just thought of a good idea. I should tell my daughter that I want to be buried in those socks. That is going to be my final instructions for my daughter when I eventually go. I want to be buried in my hemp socks. Okay, so let's check this out. So when I see like mechanical pencils winning the award, I'm like, like, I mean, really, can it really compare? Can it really compare to my Pentel Side FX? I don't know. The post-sustainable leather bendy pencil case. Oh, okay. Observing the scene at the stationery event, it seems that the phenomenon known as premium pen syndrome, which began with a recent boom in wooden pens, is still heating up, especially among junior and senior high school boys. They flock to booths with large sums of cash in hand and gleefully purchase pens by famous designers. Really? Then they need something to store them in, and a must-have item for them studying at home, school or cram school in the pen cases lets them carry blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is the post-sustainable, but is there no way to click on this? Why can I not click on it? What if I view it in Japanese and then, okay, wait a minute. We can do this. Okay, what if I do this? And then I search Google for that. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, was it the Luddite? Yes, the Luddite. Okay, it looks like they have it on Amazon, but I want to get... Wait a minute. We can do this. I want to get... No, no. Okay, let's just replace this with calm. Will that work? That does work. All right, so this is the Luddite pin case, which has a functional award of the Japanese Stationery Awards. Do they televise the Japanese Stationery Awards? I mean, like, literally, I would kind of check that out. Like, I would not be opposed to being like, oh, the Stationery Awards are on. We should check that out. Like, I wouldn't. I'm not opposed to the idea. Let's see, Japanese. And why does it really? Oh, here. Look. There's. It comes up in my autocomplete.
The Japanese Stationery Awards for 2025 just came out, and here are the top
this
four
I think
nominations.
is
The Idea Award was handed to the King Jim Korijirushi stamps that mimic ice cubes. The clear acrylic.
All right, we're just going to watch this
help
together
you
for a
stamp
second.
Precisely. There are a wide range of designs like salmon, flowers, and a corgi. The Uni Jetstream Light won the Functionality Award. Jetstream pens are the industry standard for a smooth pen, and this is
Amazing.
a long-awaited update after 18 years. The new Light Touch ink is smoother.
Look at
than
that.
ever,
Oh, that
and
pen
it's
looks.
stress-free.
Oh my God, that
The
pen
design
looks
award was
amazing.
handed to the
Okay, so here's the Luddite Bindi case that we were just looking at right here. What is so great about the Luddite Bindi case? Let's see.
Bendy pen case from Luddite. It's a 3-in-1 pen case with two separate pouches.
Oh.
Luddite. It's a 3-in-1
I didn't look at that view. I didn't realize it had multiple compartments, and it had like a compartment in the middle that kind of folded over. Oh my stars and garters.
pen case with two separate pouches and a section with four
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I want, but this looks, that almost looks cloth. That doesn't look leather. We'll remind your daughter about the socks, Justin says. Dude, you're going to be dead before me, so don't even go there. Okay, let's see.
pockets for your most precious tools.
Oh my
Finally,
God!
the
I
Grand
can't.
Award, two
So
separate pouches.
I had to calm down when I travel. I had to kind of like temper how much stationery I travel with. Well, I shouldn't say stationery. Well, actually, yeah. So I had to temper how many pens, pencils I travel with. And now I have it down to a science. There's two types of pens. Here's one. This pen right here is also a Pentel. This is a Pentel RSVP ballpoint pen, which is a very nice pen. But there's another Pentel pen that I don't know the model of offhand, but it's a clicky. It's a click pen. So I travel with two of those pens. I'll usually travel with at least two of the pencils. I travel with a Sharpie. I travel with a red pen, and I think that's generally it. But I will put everything into a single case. And it's just literally just like a pencil case I bought off of Amazon. But this thing, oh my stars and garters.
A section with four pockets for your most precious tools. Finally, the grand award for the 2025 Japanese Stationery Awards went to the Pilot Kirena markers. These are game changers when it comes to highlighting. They're basically like markers with training wheels.
Oh my
Instead of
God.
getting wobbly, inconsistent marks, you're guaranteed to get the cleanest looking lines thanks to the extra parts attached to the tip.
Look at
The Japanese Stationery Awards for 2020.
I'm going to choke on my food. I'm getting so excited. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait a minute.
Japanese stationery is known for being next level, but did you know there are
Okay, the grand prize.
grand prize?
Okay.
Starting off with the grand prize winner, we have Pentel Hybrid Matte Top Gel Pens.
Pentel. The Pentel is just knocking it out of the park.
They've taken social media by storm, with inks that are opaque on light and dark paper and dry to a matte plastic-like finish.
What? Oh my
You
God.
can also use them to decorate coated papers like photos. We recommend going slowly with these pens.
But see, these are
and
very
giving them
like
ample amount of time to
artistically
dry for best
inclined.
results.
I am not.
Design.
Something I have learned to accept about myself is I am not a very artistically inclined person. Maybe in some senses, because I do honestly believe that computer programming, maybe not so much nowadays with all the AI, but traditional programming, I believe, has a certain personal expression aspect to it. Because as a programmer, there are a million ways. I mean, it's the same with any engineering thing that you do. There's a million different ways you can approach a single problem, and some solutions are better than others, but there is no right solution, at least most of the time. And so it's kind of the same thing. Like, you want to paint a portrait. Well, there's a million ways you can approach painting the portrait, and then you actually paint the portrait. But so in that sense, maybe you could argue that I'm kind of artistically inclined, but in a traditional I'm going to paint something or draw something, I'm just not an artistically, even like an instrument. Like, I was in bands when I was younger. Like, I played bass, but I sucked. I know I sucked. And I took up ukulele like a few years ago. I sucked. I was awful. I wasn't good at it. All right, I'm going to take another bite of this. So I'm not a very artistically inclined person. And so when I see these things with like these like color pencils and color pens and stuff, whoa, this hat's really coming off. When I see things like that, I'm just like, that's not for me. Sorry, there's a large truck going out. It's not for me, but I can appreciate it though. I can appreciate it. Let's carry on.
An award. The Uniball 1 was already an amazing gel pen as the Guinness World Record holder for the blackest gel ink. So it's no wonder that the Uniball 1P is on everyone's radar too. It's equal parts charming and chonky, compact enough to fit in a pocket.
The darkest black ink of a pen.
It's still comfortable to hold in the hand. Because the barrel is wider than a typical pen, it encourages a looser grip and reduces hand fatigue.
I bet he called me. Because he always calls me when I'm streaming. I guarantee you he called me. Well, maybe not. I don't think he's been talking to me lately. Let me see. No, he didn't call me. But I did get a strange number. From Frederick, Maryland. Oh, my. I'm going to listen to this. I'm going to see who this is. 1 second. David didn't call, which is... I think he's mad at me. Why is he mad at me, Justin? But I did get I have a missed call from Frederick, Maryland, and I want to know what this is. They're not answering. All right. Well, maybe they'll call back. All right. But the blackest gel ink.
We love their solid colored pen bodies that reflect the charm of tasty treats and spring-loaded metal clips that attach to notebook covers. Functionality Award. The newest additions to the student favorite Kokio campus line.
Oh, okay. These awards are from 2025.
Are these flat notebooks.
I do love a good notebook. I do. I have so many notebooks that have maybe 5 out of the 100 pages in them filled, and that's it, because then I buy a new notebook.
Kokio spent 3
I have a very difficult time with commitment.
years developing a binding style that lies completely flat without needing to crease the notebook's spine.
There's no margin.
This makes writing across pages more comfortable and offers a large surface
Oh my
area
God,
for
she's writing
note-taking or
seamlessly across the
brainstorming.
pages.
Idea Award. Don't be
That's
fooled.
awesome.
Sunstar
what's this?
Ukamuri clips aren't for your hair, they're for your books. The Ukamuri has a U shape that's ideal for keeping pages open without damaging book spines. If you find that they're too bulky to keep in a pen case...
Does anybody really read books anymore? I mean, like physical books, right? Like, I read, not as often as I would like, but I read, but when I read, it's on my iPad. And I had to whittle down the number of physical books I own because there was a time where I was obsessed with books. Then my cat died and I got rid of, I kind of like purged a lot of stuff out of my life. Just like a lot of old furniture, but a lot of old books, just got rid of a ton of crap. Like I had like 3 books on like veterinary medicine. Why? Because they were literally like $2 used on Amazon. And I was like, oh, my cat has kidney issues. I'm going to get these books and I'm going to solve her kidney issues. And of course she died. But I got rid of a lot of books. And so now I'm very hesitant when I want to buy a book because it's just going to be a weight. That's all it is at this point.
Attach one to a book cover or backpack handle so you always have it on hand.
I don't know about that.
Ball pen award.
Ball pen award. All right. I do like me a bald pen. A ball pen. Not a bald pen, a ball pen.
In case you've never seen the Pilot Friction before, this iconic gel pen features thermosensitive ink that disappears when exposed to heat.
Wait,
you can
what?
make up mistakes with the rubber eraser to make them disappear.
What?
We're always recommending them for students, professionals.
It's an erasable pen. It's erasable ink.
And planner enthusiasts alike. In 2023, Pilot introduced these Y gel pens to the Friction lineup. Their saturated inks and ivory bodies are super chic. Let us know your favorite color in the comments.
The ink just disappears by friction. Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Multifunctional Pen Award.
Okay. Well, how many functions can a pen have? It'll write stuff. That's true. It could also be used to kill a man. That's true. But what else can a pen do?
The Uni Jetstream 4-in-1 multi-pen is perfect for color-coded notes and plans.
Okay.
This special version comes with a grip section made of bamboo for a unique texture and
Japanese love their bamboo.
sophisticated look. Each multi-pen has 4 ballpoint inks and 1 mechanical pencil component.
Did you hear that? A single pen has 4 inks and a mechanical pencil. What pen is this? This is at 319. Right here. The Uni Jetstream 4-in-1 bamboo multi-pens. Oh my gosh. Can I just get this on Amazon? No, I don't want to go to Japanese Amazon. Okay, wait a minute. Can I add to cart? Okay, it looks like I can. Wow. Whoa. Oh, it's a 0.5. I got to have me a 0.7, right? Like, it's all 0.5. No, I got to have me a 0.7.
If you haven't already tried Jetstream ink, you're in for a treat.
Okay.
It's low viscosity for smooth, effortless writing that puts throwaway ballpoint pens to shame. Sticker Award. Like to collect all the
I do like a good sticker. I do. Like the back of my laptop filled with stickers. I like a good sticker. And they can't be cheesy stickers, right? Because like I would go to like conferences. And at these conferences, you go to various booths in the conference. And every company's trying to like, push their product. And how do they do it? With stickers. So I would put a lot of stickers on laptops. But I like a good sticker. I do like a good sticker. I'll admit it. I like a good sticker.
The shiny things? Pick up King Jim Coffret film stickers. They take inspiration from makeup palettes and come with foil stickers for adding a bit of glam to any planner spread. To use, peel a sticker from the pack, remove the clear backing, and apply to the page. Combine them with other stickers and washi tapes to add even more visual interest.
Look at that cat and that flag. Wait, back up. I gotta be careful. I'm gonna inhale my food. Oh my god. Okay.
Even more visual interest. Stamp Award.
Stamp Award.
These pre-inked Midori stamps are great for adding titles and accents to notebook pages.
I don't own any stamps, but this kind of makes me want to.
Without
Look at those little icons. They're so freaking cute. Oh my god. Okay.
Midori stamps are great for adding titles and accents to notebook pages without needing separate ink pads. They produce crisp, clean lines, and when the ink is dry, you can color them in with water-based pens, markers, and paints.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait. She was
You can
coloring.
color them
Oh
in-
my God. I need to buy everything. I need this. I need to buy this stuff. This stuff, it needs to be in my life.
In with water-based pens, markers, and paints. The marketing team loves this seal in particular. I mean, just look at how cute it is.
How can you not love that seal?
Anyone
Look at
on the
him.
hunt for more planning supplies should check out the square Midori paintable stamps, which include calendars, habit trackers, and more.
All right, this is good because we can watch
Washi
this video
tape
while I
award.
eat. Oh, wait.
Create
Washi tape? What is washi tape?
color-coordinated spreads and labels with Mark's Moste washi tapes. Each set includes 2 rolls, a smaller solid-colored tape and a larger pattern tape.
Okay.
Both are perforated for tearing into clean strips that can be used for titles, checklists, and more. Since they're made of washi tape, they're removable and restickable for moving elements as needed.
They're restickable. You can put them in other notebooks. Oh my God!
Eraser Award. If you think we're in too deep because
I gotta say, and this is gonna sound weird, I am a sucker for a good eraser. I am. Like my buddy David. Like 3 years ago, I was in Bolivia, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a little something for his son. He has a young son, and I found these little erasers, like a little soccer ball, a little basketball, a little football, a little bat with little baseballs. I kept them. I never gave them. Of course, this kid was also like 3 and probably would have swallowed them at the time. But yeah, I kept them. They're erasers. Never used them. I know exactly where they are. I love them. They're so cute. They're in a drawer downstairs. Every now and then I'll open the drawer and I'll see them and be like, aw, they're so cute.
we're hype over an eraser, you just haven't tried the Pentel Ein dust sticking eraser yet. When you use it, the crumbs stick to the eraser. Now you won't swipe a bunch of dust onto the floor. By the way, please don't do this. Please get
Wait, but if the dust sticks to the eraser, do you have to clean the eraser?
a Midori mini cleaner or Sunstar Mogu Mogu and save yourself the trouble. When you finished using the eraser, simply peel the dust off and throw it away.
Okay, she answered my question.
Are there any stationery items you think deserve an award? Let us know in the comments. All of the items can be found in the description and at jetpens.com, the place for pen and stationery lovers.
I'm trying to finish
Thanks for watching.
my noodles with bok choy and meatballs before the end of the video, but I failed. Let me just chomp this down. Got to get my vegetables in. I'm sorry I'm eating on this stream. I'm sorry, Justin. I'm sorry. Okay. No, but that's pretty awesome. Oh, wait. Let's see. Do we have
The
another
Japanese
short?
Stationery Awards ranked the best pens and multi-pens for 2025.
Did we ever see this?
Starting off with the ballpoint pens, 5th place was the Zebra Sarasa Grand for its premium feel and premium-looking colors.
Ooh.
4th place was the Sakura Tiara Nog, which are gel
No.
pens with shiny colors.
No,
3rd
no.
was the Pilot Friction Synergy Nog.
I don't have a lot of need for color pens.
The best erasable pen in the market. 2nd was a Pentel Floatune, which is a pen
My pens should only be one color, and that's black.
that's so smooth it feels like it's floating. And the number 1 ballpoint pen
What was that?
awarded.
Whoa! What was that thing? Did you see that thing? That looks like looks kind of like an adult toy.
Number 1 ballpoint pen was awarded to the Zebra Blend U, which has a stabilizer built in the pen to provide the smoothest and most consistent writing experience. In the multi-pen category, the Pilot Acroball 4-in-1 ranked 3rd as an all
Again, I don't need colors. I don't want diversity in my ink colors. I don't. Just give me a good old-fashioned black pen. I'm happy to go.
round smooth daily pen. 2nd was the Zebra Sarasa Clip
Although I will say I am kind of intrigued by these multicolor, like this thing here. I might have to, I might have to order it. I'm going to put it in my cart. so that I can maybe later on. But I might have to do it. But here's another thing. I have so many like pens and pencils that I bought because I saw some stupid YouTube video and I never use them. What do I use? Literally, the only two things I really use are these Pentel FX side FX pens and these pencils and these Pentel RSVP pens. That's it. That's literally all I use. But it's like it's like I'm a junkie and like I'm searching for my fix, right? Because the fix I got from this the first time I used it, it's like, oh God, that's so good. And then the fix I got from the first time I used this pen was like, oh, that's amazing. And like I'm searching for that high. And so I have like these random pencils and like I spent like $30 on these pencils that never need sharpening. Yeah, you know why they never need sharpening? Because they suck and you never use them. So why would they need sharpening? They're horrible. And like I got like the strongest one, the thickest one, and it's still impossible to make a solid line with those pencils. Oh, they're horrible pencils. They're such horrible pencils. Excuse me.
3C, which is a very slim multicolored gel ink pen, and in
I am curious about this pen though.
first place, awarded the Jetstream Light 4N1, which includes 4 different colors that write incredibly smooth, along with a 0.5mm mechanical pencil. The Japanese Stationery Awards.
I mean, yeah. So the Japanese Stationery Awards, like the fact that even exists, I'm here for it. I literally I'm here for it. You in this 24 pens that prove Japan is living in 2050. What do we
These are
have?
4 pens ahead of their time. The friction synergy knocked.
Okay, so this was the friction pen that we saw. That's basically an erasable pen.
More vibrant and thinner with a 0.3mm option.
I'm kind of being seduced by it. I kind of am. I would be lying if I said I wasn't tempted. I'm totally tempted.
The Oto GSO2 are sexy pens. The aluminum main body gets slightly thicker towards the
Wait a
option.
minute.
The Oto GSO2.
Oto GS2. Did you see that? Wait, Oto GSO2. Did you see how that looks on the paper? Wait, go back.
The Oto GSO2 are.
Look at that. Look at the way. Oh my God! Look at the way the tip touches the paper. Oh, that looks. It looks so fine. It looks. Oh my God! I gotta read about this pen. The Oto GSO2 roller. It's a roller pen. With a retractable needle tip, I don't like that it's 0.5. That's actually very thin. Oh, man. Wait a minute. I got to look at the reviews. This pen feels great in the hand. The weight is fairly substantial without being too heavy. The smooth barrel transition to flat sides, similar to a pencil, and it's balanced in the hand. Writes very smoothly at various angles and doesn't smudge easily. This is a fine writing instrument. The clicking mechanism doesn't feel as premium as the rest of the pen, but it's not bad. Okay, well then, how much is this pen? It's $15. For $15, I want a premium clicking mechanism. Call me crazy, but I expect prime clicking mechanisms for my dollar. The matte finish feels great. It's heavy and solid in the hand. I love the color, and it writes great. It's everything I could want in a fun everyday pen. I haven't had any issues at all yet, and I'm glad I can buy refills when needed. So that's, $15 is a lot of money, though. If I was Justin, I'd just throw $15 like it's toilet paper. But $15, you got to think, like $15 in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of money. But when you're talking 15 here, 20 there, 35 there, 10 here, 8 there, the next thing you know, you've spent like $170 in a single day. So you have to and I can do that.
like I need to have a time lock on my iPad. I don't have this, but I should have this. I should have a time lock on my iPad so that I can't go on Amazon after I've taken my Ambien, because I will just buy stupid. One time, I was having trouble getting to sleep even after I'd taken the Ambien. Right, I took the Ambien, and this happens every now and then. I was just having trouble getting to sleep, and in my backyard, I have these motion sensor lights that come on when it detects motion, and my windows in my bedroom face my backyard, and it was like 1:00 in the morning. Still couldn't get to sleep, and I notice a light come on. And so I don't go downstairs, but my bedroom's on the second floor. I go to the window and I'm looking outside and I can't see anything. I'm like, well, what the hell? What the hell's out there? Like, I'm just thinking, oh, there's something out there. It's looking at me. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. So I get back in bed, and I remember doing this after the fact, but I get back in bed. What did I do? I ordered a $400 pair of night vision goggles. And I forgot that I ordered them. And this is the way Ambien works. You do things, and it's not that you forget them. I guess you kind of forget them, but if you're reminded of doing the thing, then you remember doing it. But you don't necessarily remember it without that prompting to remember it, right? So like if you do something stupid on Ambien, you may not remember having done it. The next day, you're not going to be like, oh, I did something stupid. But if you see a video of you doing that stupid thing, then you'll be like, oh yeah, I do remember doing that. That's how the memory loss on Ambien works, at least for me. So I didn't realize I ordered those $400 pair of night vision goggles until they showed up. And then I'm like, oh wait, I did do that. So of course I put batteries in them and took them outside and played with them for 5 minutes. And then I put them back in the box, wrapped as neatly as I could, and was like, return. Because I don't need to be spending $400 on night vision goggles. There's better things I can spend $400 on. So that's why, like, you know, I'm like hesitant about a $15 pen. Like, you know, there's 15 here, 20 there, 30 there, $8 there. It adds up. It adds up quickly. The next thing you know, you spend a few hundred, almost $1,000 on random shit in a week. Like, got to be careful. Got to be careful out there, especially in Biden's economy. You got to be really careful out there. All right. Okay, moving on. I wanted to do brackets. I need a good site for creating a bracket. Create your own planner. No, create your own bracket. Now, again, I know bracket 8. Is this it? Again, I don't. I'm hesitant to just do raw dog browsing on live stream. Okay. Create a bracket. Oh, this is okay. So no. So is it the? I was getting ready to say, is it the NAACP bracket? No, it's not that. It's like, but it's some. March. I think Justin would probably know this. Justin, March Madness bracket. NCAA. Look, I was in the vicinity. Okay. Let's do this. Let's maximize the screen. Let's create a bracket. Let's get some copyright free upbeat music. Copyright free music. Sports. Copyright free. Okay, sports, no royalty. Sports music, royalty free. I'm looking off screen. That's 7 minutes long. All right, bracket time. Now, I'm guessing that this is college basketball, because I don't see team names that I normally recognize, right? Like, I don't see things like the Washington Wizards or the Dallas Mavericks or the Phoenix Suns. I think there's a team, and so I don't see any of that. I see things like Auburn and Alabama State and Louisville. So I'm guessing that this is college. Now, the number here has this ranking. Now, I have a strong feeling that Auburn is going to be eliminated in the Sweet 16. So I'm picking Auburn.
No, I just want to click. What? How does this work? No, I just... Okay. I want to create my own bracket. Create your own NCAA bracket. Capital One March Madness Bracket Challenge. I don't want to create. I wanted to do something fun on stream, something that I thought maybe some people could get behind. I just wanted to make it very simple. I don't want to have to sign up for an account. I just want to make a goddamn bracket. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. Why can't I do this? Yahoo Fantasy. Okay, let's see. Turn your brackets in. Okay, men's tournament. Fill out bracket. Oh, come on. All right, I'm going to sign in off screen. I think I actually have a Yahoo account I can use. It's going to be... Oh, no. Okay, and then, of course, as always, the password is going to be password. Okay, let's try that. Yes, I already told you I'm not a robot. Please stop asking me if I'm a robot. Okay, and then it... Oh, my stars and garters. Okay. Invalid password. Okay, I'm going to try one more password. I just want to make a bracket. Is it really that hard? Okay, give me my Windows back. Thank you. Why is it that I just like this is perfect? Like I just want to click. I want to click and then it tells me who the winner of each game is. And then Razman is in the house. Could you lower the music down a bit? You got it, Razman. I didn't realize it was too loud. I'll lower it down a little bit. But I'm trying there. I lowered it down. Let me know how that goes. How to create an online okay, create a March Madness bracket. Got it. Okay, let's see. Okay, no, I just want to create a bracket. Apparently, it's impossible to do. It's apparently you can't do it unless you like sign up, give them your credit card information, and pay $29.95. What is this? Okay, I'm going to create an account. Enter email. Let's just go to temporary emails. Okay, here we go. Gotta create my address. All right, we're going to get the address down. Ready to copy it to the clipboard any minute now. Okay, here we go. Okay, so no. Here we go. My email is that. My username is going to be Batak. My password will be password. Password. All right. Okay. Edit pics. That's what I want to do. Okay. I think we're able to do this. Can I? Okay, yes. So, as I was saying, let's get back to it. I am pretty sure that Auburn, which is the number 1 seed, is going to be eliminated in the... They're going to win 1 game. They're going to win 2 games, actually. They're going to lose this game. I don't know who's going to beat them, but I think they are. Thanks for the music. Now that you're fulfilling requests, please explain how binary trees work. This right here is a binary tree. You're looking at a binary tree, right? Now it's kind of like a little inverted because the root node would be up here, but this indeed is a binary tree. What do you want to know about them? How to sort them? Just ask AI. Okay. I like the way the name Louisville sounds better than I like the way the name Creighton sounds. So I think Louisville is going to win, but then they're going to lose. They're going to lose to Auburn. Sorry, Louisville. And then, Michigan versus UC San Diego. I know nothing about them. I've been to San Diego and I've been to Michigan. I was in Michigan a long time ago, like over 30 years ago.
It's the only time I've been to Michigan. I went to San Diego about 6 years ago. I had a very cool experience in San Diego because what I did in San Diego, I was there for a conference with my girlfriend at the time. She would travel around and give talks at these conferences. She's relatively well known in her field. And so she would get invited to give talks at various conferences in her field. Very weird field. She specialized in making desserts from meal corn. I don't ask me, but there's apparently conferences all over the place for it. But so we go to San Diego, and I just tag along to the conferences because I like to travel. And it's a free hotel room. All I have to pay for is the flight. So we go to San Diego, and they have record heat while they're in San Diego. Just stifling record heat, unprecedented heat, because that is the luck I have, because I hate heat, but heat follows me everywhere. So it was a kind of a miserable stay. However, I did have a really cool experience because one night we decided to go out to dinner, and we went to go watch the sunset. And it was really cool because that was the first time, and I think the only time, I've watched the sunset on the West Coast. And there were like a lot of people who kind of showed up at the beach in order to watch the sunset. And I always described it as very animalistic, very ritualistic, very old. And what I mean by old, it was like it just felt like it was like people gathering in one spot to kind of witness the setting of the sun. It was something that it just felt like it was something that we had been doing for millennia, which we probably have. But I can't explain it, but it really like connected me to being human. I don't know, but that's my one experience about San Diego. So for that, I'm going to say San Diego wins. Now, Texas and Yale. Texas, I've been to Texas a couple of times, right? I've been to Dallas, I've been to Houston, I've been to Galveston. I don't have much of an opinion on Texas. Like, it's okay. I mean, it's kind of, I'm not a big fan. Yale is up in Connecticut. And I don't know that I've ever been to Connecticut other than driving through it. I'm not even sure I stopped in Connecticut. Like, I've driven through Connecticut a few times. Like, on the way, I've driven to Maine a couple times. I've driven up to Burlington a couple of times, Burlington, Vermont. And both those take you through Connecticut. And I honestly can't say that I've ever stopped in Connecticut. So for that, I'm going to go with Texas. Now, Ole Miss and North Carolina. Now, Ole Miss, I'm guessing, is Mississippi, hence Ole Miss. I honestly don't know. I know nothing about this. However, North Carolina, my dad's family. My dad's family. So my parents are divorced. They divorced when I was very young. So all my life, it's been like my mom's side and my dad's side. And so my dad's side, we always vacation at this place called Sunset Beach, which is basically as far south on the coast that you can get in North Carolina while still being in North Carolina. If you walk to the end of the beach, you will actually be in South Carolina. But some of my youngest memories, or not my youngest, but some of my best memories are from vacations at Sunset Beach. We took our first vacation there when I was like 11. Like, I was like 10, 11, or 12, somewhere around there. And I'm going to be 50 soon. So, and this is still a vacation that has expanded into younger generations, but we all still go to Sunset Beach every year. And because of that, I'm going to pick North Carolina. Iowa State in Lipscomb. I have no idea what Lipscomb is. Let's look it up. I want to make sure I spell it correctly because I feel like I could be getting into a YouTube violation if I misspell it. Lipscomb. What? I'm not. Okay. Lipscomb. Okay. Where is Lipscomb? It's in Nashville, Tennessee. Huh. And Ole Miss. I've never been to Mississippi. I've never been to Tennessee. So I can't really say much about either of them. Except that if I had to choose between visiting Iowa or Nashville, I would probably go to Iowa. Because it's further west, it's bigger, and there's more remote parts, I think. But then again, the Smoky Mountains are in Tennessee, right? Like the Smoky Mountains are like in Tennessee and Smoky Mountains, like in Tennessee, Kentucky, like that whole area, like actually even like Western Virginia. Okay, so you got North Carolina, Tennessee's here. Okay. This is a tough one. Iowa has always interested me because I had this teacher back in college, and she, you know, like a lot of teachers, they'll ask you these like questions, these introduction questions at the beginning of the semester. And hers was, have you ever spent a night in Iowa? And she said that like very rarely did anybody ever say yes. And that the reason she asked it is because she was from Iowa. I think I'm going to go with Tennessee because I think I would sooner visit the Smoky Mountains before I visited Iowa. All right, Marquette in New Mexico. I have no idea where Marquette is. Where is Marquette? Marquette. Is that a school? What is Marquette? Marquette University. It's in Wisconsin. Now, this is another tricky one because I have not been to Wisconsin and I have not been to New Mexico. If I was going to visit one before the... where's Grand Rapids? Is that in Wisconsin or Michigan? Grand Rapids. It's in Wisconsin. Okay. Because what happened was when I lived in Miami, a buddy and I were meeting another buddy in Grand Rapids. And I went to the airport and they ended up canceling my flight. I was so mad at American Airlines, I had to cancel the whole trip. But I wanted to go to Grand Rapids. New Mexico seems very pretty, and Breaking Bad takes place in New Mexico. Ooh, this is a tough one. I think I've never tried to visit New Mexico. I have tried to visit Wisconsin, and because of that, I'm going with Marquette. Michigan State and Bryant. Where is Bryant? It all comes down to geography. Bryant Bulldogs basketball team, Bryant University, Rhode Island. Oh, so here's a fun fact about Rhode. You know what? I'm not even going to say the fun fact. Here's a fun fact about Rhode Island. I'm not even going to say it. I've been to Rhode Island. I've been to Michigan, but like I said earlier, the trip to Michigan was like 30 years ago, and it was was it Kalamazoo? We went to Kalamazoo, I think. So my girlfriend at the time, her brother lived in Kalamazoo, and I drove up with her and her parents and our young daughter, to go visit him in Kalamazoo. I think it was Kalamazoo. But I'm not a big fan of that brother. So for that, I'm going to go with Bryant. Okay. Wow, there's a lot here. There's a lot to do. Oh, now you're killing me. Razman says I'm killing him. Sorry, man. You better pick Arizona as a finalist. Well, you're polluting the well. You're polluting the well. We got to go faster. We're going to be here all night. Florida and Norfolk State. I'm guessing that's Norfolk, Virginia. Norfolk State basketball. It has to be Norfolk, Virginia, right? Yeah, Norfolk, Virginia. I live in Virginia, but Florida. This is where I'm not going to choose geography. I'm going to go with Florida on this one, just because they're number 1 and Norfolk's number 16. Like that. That's just, and I think Florida actually will make it to this round. I think they're going to go here, and I think they're going to lose in the champion, or they're not going to make it to the championship. They're going to miss out. They're not going to make it to the Final Four. All right, now we have Connecticut and Oklahoma. This is a tough one.
I already told you how I feel about Connecticut. Driven through it. Beautiful state. Oklahoma. I don't have much to say about Oklahoma. This is a tough one. This is a tough one because I don't have any emotional tie to either place. Now, I can look at the ratings, but it's rated, Connecticut's 8 and Oklahoma's ranked 9, like the rankings. So they're basically the same. But here's the thing. Oklahoma is kind of shaped like a gun. So we're going to go with Oklahoma. Memphis, Tennessee, and Colorado State. I've been to Colorado. I've been there a couple of times. Just Denver. Well, not just Denver. So I went there. I went there for the first time 2019, November 2019. My wife and I went for a conference. I was going for a conference. My wife was going just to travel. And we rented a car and we did this whole trip where we drove up to Wyoming, and then it was like all in a day. We drove up to Wyoming and circled back around and then kind of came through Colorado. Denver, we were in Denver. Denver itself is not a very pretty city. Denver is like Denver is just not pretty. But outside of Denver is very gorgeous. There's this town outside of Denver, Colorado. It's to the west. Let me look this up. Because I can't remember the name of it, but I remember thinking like, I want to move here. I want to move here, Denver. I'll recognize it as, it's not Boulder. Was it El Dorado Springs? So what we did is I think we went up 25. We went all the way up and we had lunch in Cheyenne. Because I was like, I need to make it to Wyoming. So we had lunch in Cheyenne, and then we cut over on this road, and then we cut down on this side, and then we cut back over to the east. But where did we do it? This area right here on this 287, that is all super desolate. Like, there's nothing there. Red Mountain open space, and it's not lying. There's nothing. There's signs there that says, like, no gas for the next 75 miles or whatever it is. What is the name of the town that we were at? It was like something like, it wasn't Fort Collins. Okay, wait, let me get my bearings. It might have been further over here. Estes Park. This is it. This little town right here. Gorgeous. Gorgeous town, Estes Park. Absolutely gorgeous area. Highly recommend it. I was like, I want to move here. I want to buy a house here. I'm ready to uplift everything and just move to this funky little mountain town. Estes Park, gorgeous place. And because of that, I'm picking Colorado State. Next, we have Maryland versus the Grand Canyon. Now, I'm guessing Maryland is Maryland, my Maryland, and Grand Canyon, I'm guessing, is in Arizona. I don't know. The Grand Canyon's in Arizona, so is there a Grand Canyon State University? I don't know. Grand Canyon basketball was right there. I'm guessing this is in Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona. I have been to Phoenix, Arizona. I've been there a couple of times. My ex-girlfriend was from there, and we had to go there. And I remember one time, it was very bad. It was very bad. Her and I, we were just fighting. We were like 2 fights away from a final breakup, and then we have to go see her parents for Christmas or New Year's or whatever it was. And then I end up getting drunk with her sister. Nothing happened. Nothing. Calm down. Calm down. But her sister and I we're at this wedding, like all of us, and my girlfriend. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm just like sick of my girlfriend. I'm just like, why am I here? And I end up doing shots with her younger sister. And then my girlfriend gets jealous. But again, nothing happened. Calm down. Nothing happened. But it was this whole thing, and it was just a nightmare. And I'm from Maryland, so because of that, I have to pick Maryland. All right, now we have Missouri versus Drake. I have no idea where Drake is. Drake, Bulldogs men's basketball. This is Des Moines, Iowa. Now, we already talked about Iowa and Missouri. I have not been to Missouri, but I believe that the Ozarks are in Missouri, aren't they?
Yeah, so the Ozarks are like in Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. I've always wanted to see the Ozarks. Of course, I like the show Ozarks with Jason Bateman. Drake, because of the Ozarks, I'm going to have to go with Missouri. Texas Tech and UNC Wilmington. Now I'm going to guess UNC Wilmington is in Delaware, but let's verify. No, it's North Carolina. That changes things. It does, because we already picked a North Carolina team. And we already didn't pick a Texas team. At least I think we didn't, right? No, we did pick one Texas. We picked Texas. Well, the question here is, does Texas have it, or does North Carolina have it such that those states can send two teams further into the bracket? And honestly, I hate to do this. I don't want to pick this, but I think it's going to have to be Texas. And you got next up, Kansas and Arkansas. Now, that's a tough one because I don't care about either of those states. I'm trying to think of a redeemable quality of either one. And in both cases, all that comes to mind is meth. And I don't know. Every time I join, there has been a nothing happened tale. Nothing. We were at a wedding surrounded by like 30 or 40 other people. All we did was take shots. We just took shots. That's literally all we did. But what happened, we were like, I'm sitting here, like my girlfriend and I, we're like in one social circle talking. And then her sister comes up to me and is like, hey, you want to do a shot? And I don't think my girlfriend heard. And I'm like, yeah, let's go do a shot. And so I just walk away with the sister. And then I thought my girlfriend was following, but she didn't. And so I kind of disappeared in her eyes. And then so I go and I do a shot with the sister. And then I come back to my girlfriend and I'm like, I'm feeling the shot. I'm like, that was fun. And then I tell my girlfriend, I'll be right back. And then I go find the sister and I'm like, hey, you want to do another shot? And the sister's like, yeah. So we did it, and like, you know, things like that happened a few times, but that's all that happened. We were at a wedding. Calm down. Just calm down. All right, but we gotta figure out, is it Kansas or is it Arkansas? That's a tough one. Again, it's a tough one because I feel no strong emotional tie to either state. So I'm going to go with Arkansas just because I need to pick one. All right. So we have St. John's. Is that St. John's, Newfoundland? And Omaha, Nebraska. St. John's Red Storm men's basketball. This can't be Canada, can it? No, it's New York. New York. No. Ugh. Also, Omaha, Nebraska. I used to look at maps of Nebraska, and there's all these like little like there's all these counties with these cities where literally the county seat has a population of like 12. All right, if you look at a map of Nebraska, it's just there's so much desolation. There's so much emptiness. Like over here, look, there's like nothing. Doughboy, Nebraska, and is there even anything in Doughboy? What is that? Okay, let's see if we can find something else. Like, I used to just sit here and just like look at this little town, Grant, Nebraska. Look at this. And if we go to a street view, let's try to get to downtown. This is look at this. There's nothing there. I would love to go see these places, these empty, and like when you fly cross country, you see these things. Like I've seen these things when I fly across country, these big circles, and there's all these little, just empty little places. I'm trying. I can't. There's one in particular whose name I can't remember, but I feel like I would remember it as soon as I saw it. But Doughboy, like I want to go to Arthur. That's it, Arthur, Nebraska. Yes, Arthur, Nebraska. This is the place where I used to I want to go just because it's so empty and there's so much nothingness there. So because of that, we're taking Omaha, Nebraska. All right. Woo! How many freaking teams are there? Is there 64, 32? 32. All right, we got it. We can do this. Duke University. Where is I am so ignorant. I don't even know where Duke University is. Duke Blue Devils men's basketball. Duke is in. It's in Duke. Literally, where is Duke? Oh my! Just tell me where Duke University is. It's in Durham, North Carolina. Oh, another North Carolina. Versus AU Mount. I don't know where either of these places are. Is that Montgomery? Like Montgomery, Alabama, maybe? Why is there no A? Okay, let's do Mount. Okay, Montana. Ooh, that's a good one. So North Carolina or Montana. I am going to have to pick Montana on this because we've already picked several various North Carolinas to win. Although Duke is number one. I don't know that I can ignore the numbers here. I may have to change my pick. I have to change my pick. It's going to be Duke. Because I think Duke is another one where it's the top seed, and I think Duke... I'm thinking Duke's going to make it to the Final Four, but I don't know that they're going to make the championship. So they're going to make this one. They're going to make this one. They're going to make it here, but they're not going to win the champion. They're going to lose the championship. No. They're not going to make it to the championship. So that means they would lose this one, right? They would win that one, but they would lose this one. Okay. All right. So they're not going to make it. They're going to lose the playoff. I don't know. I think in terms of like NFL, they're going to lose the playoff game. They're not going to the Super Bowl. They're going to lose the playoff game. All right. Mississippi State versus Baylor. Where is Baylor? I don't even know where Baylor is. Baylor University. It's in Texas. Man, these North Carolina and Texas colleges, man. And this is one, but it's Mississippi. It really but I think it might be Mississippi, but I think this is one where the special kids are going to come out victorious. They're going to shock everybody. They're going to beat, but unfortunately they're going to lose to Duke. Oregon versus Liberty. Where in the world is Liberty? I am learning so much about in Lynchburg, Virginia. Lynchburg, which has a very, very unfortunate name for a town. And my buddy, one of my buddies, his last name is Lynch. It's such an unfortunate last name. Just because of the unfortunate name, I can't pick it. I'm picking Oregon, even though Oregon these days is nothing but like meth addicts. Arizona versus Akron, Ohio. So I remember the first time I ever went to Ohio. This was back in the 90s when you had pagers, right? When like we weren't texting because we didn't have cell phones to text. Cell phones were a luxury back then. Only like rich people had them. And even if you did have a cell phone, texting wasn't a thing. But what you would do with a pager is you could page like because you call the pager and then you get a tone so that you can punch in a number. And the idea being that the pager vibrates or makes a noise, and you look at it and you see the number that the person punched in, and that's the number you call back. But of course, you could type. That's where like the things like 800-813 comes in, or is it or whatever? What it spells boobies, okay? Or you could put like all kinds of things. Whatever you could spell with just the numbers is what you would put in. Well, the first time I went to Ohio, I was very, very excited because I was going to Ohio. Because who gets excited about going to Ohio? And I remember going to Ohio, and I texted my buddy, Mike. I'm not going to say his last name, but I remember texting him. and I texted him 0140. And when you turn it upside down, it spells Ohio. And because of that, I'm picking Akron. I'm sorry, Razman. I'm sorry. Akron's doing it. Akron is eliminating Arizona in a surprise upset. All right, BYU versus VCU. I have no idea where either one of those are. BYU. Utah. Ooh, you don't want to mess with the Mormons. VCU. So you got Utah versus Virginia in Richmond, Virginia, which I'm not a big fan of Richmond, Virginia. My sister lived there for a while. Usually I only know Richmond because you drive through it on the way to North Carolina, like I talked about before. Utah, I have not been to Utah, but I know they have very strange laws when it comes to the liquor, which means the kids at VCU probably are not partying as hard as the kids at BYU. And because of that, I'm picking another upset and going to VCU. And you got Wisconsin versus Montana. I really want to go to Montana. I wanted to go to Montana for a long time. Huge state. I think it's the fourth largest state. You would have Alaska, Texas, California, and then Montana. List of states by size. Look at that, number 4. I am a genius. Look, I said Alaska, Texas, California, Montana. I think because Montana is the bigger state, they're going to win. They're going to win. St. Mary's versus Vanderbilt. I have a confession. I have no idea where either one of these are. I don't know where either one is. St. Mary's. It says St. Mary's, Maryland? Really? St. Mary's? That's St. Mary's? Like out on the eastern shore? Okay. I know St. Mary's. I for some reason, I didn't connect the two. I didn't connect, like I know St. Mary's, Maryland, but I didn't connect. I had a girlfriend who went to St. Mary's University. And I don't have a nothing happened story about that girlfriend. Or do I? I might. I'd have to think about it. Versus Vanderbilt. Isn't that somewhere else in the Northeast? It's in Tennessee. I got to go with my home state here. I got to go with Maryland. Alabama versus Robert Morris. Now, this seems unfair that an entire team would be playing against one guy. Who is Robert Morris? Where is Robert Morris? Robert Morris, Colonials men's basketball. It's in Pennsylvania. Now, having grown up in Maryland, still live near Maryland, live in Virginia, Pennsylvania, I've been to Pennsylvania many times. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite cities in the world is in Pennsylvania. And this is the little city of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And why is it one of my favorite cities, you might ask yourself? Because I know that's what you're asking. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is one of my favorite cities because it's like a city that's growing up. And it's not quite an adult. It's like a 17-year-old kid. It's like you can see the adult the person is going to become, but they still have some childish qualities. That sounds terrible, but you know what I mean. It's like a city that still has some growing to do. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is like a city that is going through puberty. And because of that, I think I'm going to have to pick Alabama because if you can't beat up a kid that's going through puberty, then come on. All right, Houston, Texas versus SIU Edwardsville. Where the heck is that? SIU Edwardsville. Illinois. Now, I used to be made fun of because I would pronounce it Illinois. I would actually say the S at the end because I like to, because I am American and I can do that. It's called freedom of speech. Sue me. Illinois. Houston, I've been to Houston too. I was not a big fan of Houston. Everything was named after George Bush, the first George Bush in Houston, Texas. Not a big fan. Didn't like it. But I'm not a big fan of Illinois either. I've been to Chicago. I've driven. No, I don't think I've driven because I drove to Indianapolis. So it's Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. So the furthest west I made it was Illinois, at least driving on Route 70. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Houston on this one. Not a big fan of Houston, but they're going to do it. Gonzaga versus Georgia. Now, isn't Gonzaga somewhere in the Washington, D.C. area? I'm pretty sure that's nearby. Gonzaga. Oh, well, no, I got my Washingtons mixed up. Gonzaga is in Washington State. There is a Gonzaga High School. Maybe that's what I'm pretty sure it's like a Gonzaga High School. Yes, Gonzaga High School is in Washington, D.C. That's what I was confusing it with. And since I like Washington, D.C., I don't know that I would ever live there again, but I kind of like the city. I'm going to go with Gonzaga. Clemson State versus McNeese. I have no idea where either one of these are. Clemson State is in South Carolina versus McNeese. So we have South Carolina versus Louisiana. So I've been to Louisiana once. I've been to South Carolina multiple times, but I've been to Louisiana once. Well, I have a story about both. So the same girlfriend whose sister I got drunk with, we went down to a conference that she was at, another conference. We went to New Orleans. And we go there, and we're like staying like right downtown, you know, because I've never been there, and I want to go. We went to Bourbon Street. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to Bourbon Street. It is a dump. It is a dump. It's dirt streets. So if it rains, it's mud. And I am not exaggerating. It literally smells like feces, human feces. And you can tell the difference. You can tell if it's animal feces or human feces. Like, you know. And Bourbon Street was awful. Awful. Hated it. Couldn't wait to get out of there. Couldn't wait. So that's Louisiana. I already forgot what I was talking about the other one. McNeese, was that? Where was that? Oh, that's Louisiana. Clemson State. Where was that one? South Carolina. My one story about South Carolina. So I mentioned how we go to North Carolina for these family vacations. Well, the first year we went down to that part of the East Coast was not for Sunset Beach. It was actually to Myrtle Beach, which is in South Carolina. All I remember from that is getting really, really, really horribly sunburned. I was like 9, and I was just toasted sunburned. It was horrible, horrible sunburn. I was in agony. I'm thinking of something like, well, yeah. But anyway, so I think I hate it. Would I rather be that sunburned or experience an evening in Bourbon Street? If I really, really had to choose, I would probably choose going to Bourbon Street because I didn't like being sunburned. So McNeese wins. Purdue versus High Point. All right, we're almost done. We're almost done with the first round. Jesus Christ, we're not even done with the first round. Purdue University. Where is that? That's in Indiana. And High Point. Another North Carolina. I like Indiana. I have no particular reason why I like Indiana, but I've done the drive to Indiana a couple of times because my daughter went to college out in Indiana. So I drove to help her move out there. And then I drove again. And I flew out there like twice. I'm going to go with Indiana. Which one was Indiana? I already forgot. Was that Purdue? We're going to, you know what? I'm going to assume Purdue is the Indiana one. We're going to go with Purdue. Illinois versus Texas, Xavier. I have nothing more to say about either of these. I'm going to go with Illinois because it has that S. Where is Troy? Troy University. What is that? Arlington. That's right down the road. I think I got to go with the numbers here. Kentucky's number 3. Troy is 14. I got to go with the numbers. UCLA versus Utah State. Again, the Mormons are going to do it because the Mormons, they're not going to drink. They're not drinking. UCLA, they're partying. They're like, woo, woo, March Madness, bitches. And they're going to get drunk. They're going to be hungover for the game. Utah is going to be disciplined. They're going to say their prayers and be in bed by 9 o'clock and call it a night. And they're going to kick their ass. And then last but not least, we have Tennessee versus Wofford. Where is Wofford? Wofford. South Carolina. Wofford is in South Carolina. I've never been to Tennessee. I mentioned that earlier. But I have been to Kentucky. And Tennessee is right next to Kentucky. And I liked it. I went to Louisville, Kentucky. I drove through like all the mountains, like the northernmost part of the Smoky Mountains. I liked it. I liked Kentucky. And since Tennessee is very close to Kentucky, we're going to go with Tennessee as the winner. So that's the first round. Now this should go quickly, just kind of going through. We've already got the winner of this one. San Diego versus Texas. I'm going with San Diego just because again, like that whole animal ritual thing at the beach, I really liked it. North Carolina versus Lipscomb. I already forgot where Lipscomb is, so because of that, I'm going to go with North Carolina. Marquette versus Bryant. I don't remember where either of those are, even though I just looked them up no more than 10 minutes ago. I like Marquette because it has that Q and that ETT in it. It's very French, so I'm going to go with Marquette. Already picked Florida. Colorado State versus Maryland. I got to pick Maryland just because I'm from Maryland. And I know Maryland has I believe they have a good football team too. I'm not sure about that, but I know they have a good basketball team. Missouri versus Texas. That's a tough one. I'm going with Texas. Texas is going to do it. Arkansas versus Omaha. Again, well, it's Omaha, Nebraska. And again, we can go to all those neat places. I mean, look at these places. Nebraska. No, not Nebraska. I want to look at Nebraska on the map. That's what I want to look at. I mean, look at all these cool places, like in the middle of nowhere. Arthur, Nebraska. Like, I mean, come on, Arthur, Nebraska is like, I was literally like, I would love to go there. I have no. It's Google calls it a village. It doesn't even call it a town. It calls it a village in Nebraska. We're going to learn about Arthur, Nebraska. Founded in 1913, it is the seat of Arthur County. How many people live in Arthur County? I don't know if you can see that. Do you know how many people live in Arthur County, Nebraska? In the entire county, let's look it up. I want to look at the area, Arthur County. Arthur County. Oh, no. Arthur County. So it has a great shape, and you can kind of get a sense. I mean, it looks like a decently sized county. Do you know how many people live there? 430 people. 430 people in the entire county, and Arthur is the capital. Arthur, Nebraska is the capital with a population, a bustling, happening population of 128 people. I am picking the Omaha State because of that. Omaha, Nebraska. Wait, is Omaha, Nebraska, or is it Omaha, Oklahoma? Where is it? Yes, Omaha is in fact in Nebraska. Okay, good. Okay, over on the right-hand side, Duke. I'm going with Oregon on this one, mostly because of the numbers. Oregon's number 5, Akron is number 13. VCU and Montana. I've already forgotten where VCU is, but Montana's big, so they're wrong game. Wait, what's happening? Oh, yeah, okay. St. Mary's versus Alabama. Alabama's going to do it. I'm sorry. I mean, Maryland, St. Mary's is my hometown. I mean, my home state. So it pains me to pick Alabama over St. Mary's, but Houston versus Gonzaga. We did learn that Gonzaga is in Washington State, a bunch of hippies, and because of that, Houston's going to win. McNeese versus Purdue. I already forgot where both of them are, but Purdue reminds me of the chicken, so we're going to go with that. Illinois versus Kentucky. Again, Kentucky is close to Tennessee. Nashville, Kentucky. I like Nashville. We're going with Kentucky. And then Utah versus Tennessee. It's going to be a showdown between Kentucky and Tennessee eventually. Auburn versus San Diego. This will require a significant upset by San Diego. I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off, unfortunately. It's going to be Auburn. Auburn is actually going to make it to the championship game, I think. They're not going to win, though. They're going to lose. So whatever team we choose over here, this mystery team over here, I think that's who's winning the championship. Maybe. Over here, let's see. Did we get... Okay, we still got this. We got this one right here. North Carolina versus Marquette. I think Marquette's going to get this mostly because of the Q. We already got Florida here. Texas versus Omaha. You know how I feel about Nebraska. You know how I feel about Arthur, Nebraska. If it was Arthur University, Nebraska, which was like a college that had like 35 people and like of 30 of which were on the basketball team, I would be picking Arthur. But unfortunately, Texas Tech is going to take that. What do we got over here? We got Montana and Alabama. Okay. Who is Duke going to be? Montana and Alabama. Alabama's number 2. Montana's number 14. I think I got to go with the numbers here. I think it's going to have to be number 2. I think it's going to be number 1 Duke versus number 2 Alabama of that conference. I think that's what's going to happen. On here, Houston versus Purdue. Again, the chicken, but you got Houston to Texas. I think Texas is going to do it. It's Houston. Kentucky versus Tennessee. I've been to Louisville. I have not been to Tennessee because of that. Kentucky's going to win. Now over here, Florida versus Texas Tech. Oof. This is a battle of the red states, 2 of which I hate. There are some red states I don't mind. I mean, politics aside, well, let me think. North Carolina is pretty nice. I like Alaska. Alaska's a red state. I really like Alaska, actually. It's always cold. I mean, a lot of the Rust Belt states went red this past election. I would like to see, I'd like to see Michigan, for example. So anyway, but Florida versus Texas. Oof, that's a tough one. I will say that there is a show on HBO called Ballers. I don't think it's being made anymore, but it starred The Rock and it starred that bald guy. And that show, the first 2 seasons took place in Miami, and then it moved to LA and got stupid. But whenever I would watch it, I enjoyed it. And I watched it when I left Miami. And I would watch the show and I'd be like, you know what? The intro of this show actually kind of makes me miss Miami. As much as I hated living in Miami, Ballers actually kind of made me miss Miami. And because of that, I think Florida's going to win this game. I do. You could take that to the bank. Duke versus Alabama. I said this is where Duke's adventure ends, so that's going to be Alabama. And Houston versus Kentucky. You have number 1 versus number 3. I mean, I was only in Louisville for an afternoon, but I did stay in Houston for a long weekend. I was there for 4 nights. Yep, it's got to be Houston. Houston's winning that game. Now, this will decide the championship because we already decided that Auburn is not going to win. Houston versus Alabama. In my mind, I already know which one I'm picking. I just have to vocalize it. I'm just trying to think of something entertaining to say, something witty to say. I don't have anything witty to say. It's going to be Houston, and Houston is going to win the championship. Houston wins. Now, I'm scared to push this finish bracket. I'm scared to push this button because it's going to email me my bracket or something. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I'm going to take a screenshot. Let me see. Alt print screen. I don't know if that takes a screen. Let me see. I'm going to send myself that picture. All right, let me do it right down here. And then let me do this. Oh, wait. Oh, no, go back. No. Well, what happened? No. Oh, thank God. Okay, that was terrifying. Okay, give me a minute. Don't want to click the wrong button. Here. Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to make sure I do the screenshot correctly so that if I lose this for whatever reason, I still have it. Okay, let me just put that. No. Okay, I see what it did. Okay, all right. So let's click finish bracket and see what happens. Oh, enter your score prediction. Oh. I know basketball can get into the hundreds. It often does. I think this is a battle of the number ones. I think this is going to be a battle of the defenses. And because of that, you're going to have a score like 103 to 97 is what I think you're going to have. That's my final prediction. Okay. Bracket name. Back to my bracket. Share the bracket. Copy the link. All right. If I click on it, I have to sign in order to view the bracket. Oh, no, I don't. Okay. All right. I'm doing this off screen. You can see here. Oh, yeah, I do. I have to sign in. Sign in. Oh, my stars and garters. I don't remember. I don't remember how I signed in. Do you? But wait, I can create a new account. Okay, that's fine. We have the bracket. So we should be able to back to my... Can I save it as a... It would be nice if I could just save it as an image, right? Can I do that? I don't say anything. Let's maybe... Well, wait. Auto track. Oh, no, wait. I don't want to auto pick. No. Save. Yeah. All right, well, we got it. We got my pick. Unsubscribed was only a joke or not picking Arizona. Yeah, no, I mean Arizona they get eliminated pretty early on. I'm sorry, but when do these games even start? Like, has it started already? I honestly I don't know. When does March Madness start? March Madness starts. Oh, right now. Is it right now? Is this the first game? Mount St. Mary's versus the American Eagles. What? What? Is this a game? Wait, what? That wasn't in my bracket. I'm so confused. Mount St. Mary's versus Eagles. What is happening? Okay, when does... Here is the schedule for March Madness 2025. Okay. That doesn't look like a schedule. First round. Okay. The first round starts tomorrow. March 20th, March 21st. So I guess there's like a shit ton of games tomorrow and the next day. So this coming weekend, there's just a crap load of games. And then I guess it's all going to be over by the first week of April or so. Yeah. So, all right. Well, no, we'll know soon enough. We'll know before I go to Fiji. We will know. But the thing is we already know. I have already picked the winners. We know, and Houston's winning. Houston's winning 103 to 97 over Auburn. So that's how she goes. All right. Is there anything else to check? I don't know that we have enough time to do any programming. Yeah, this was a weird show. We ended up not doing anything except looking at stationery and picking the Final Four. So I think that we're going to call it a night. Thanks for watching, Razman. Appreciate you as always. I'll be back on Friday night. I have these two little things of wine. I think I'm going to do them on Friday night. Do them like they're a drug. Yeah, man. We're going to mainline this, man. We're going to do it all Friday night. It's going to be so hardcore. When we were in Montreal, we went out to dinner, and we went to this fancy restaurant. We went to this really fancy restaurant, and my wife, she decides she's going to get a cocktail. My wife rarely drinks. She drinks maybe
3 times a year, right? 2 or 3 times a year. And I drink maybe once every other month. I drink a little more frequently, but not very frequently at all. But so we're in Montreal, and she decides we're going to go out to dinner. Like, let's go out to dinner. And then we go to this fancy restaurant, and she's like, I want to have a cocktail. I'm like, okay. And I was like, okay, well, if you have a cocktail, I'm going to have a glass of wine. So she orders, I forget what it was, but it's like wine with like soda water. Crap, I forgot the name of it, but it was, but there were like 2 types, and I had to pick one, so I picked the blue one because she likes blue, and so I picked that one for her. She asked me to look, okay, just nothing happened, okay, literally nothing happened with my ex-girlfriend's sister, okay, seriously, nothing happened. We just did shots, but anyway, so we're in Montreal, and So she gets the cocktail, I get the wine, and so he asked me, like, do you want the 5 ounce? I think it was like a 5 ounce or an 8 ounce, or maybe it was a 6 ounce or an 8 ounce. But I was like, I want to get the larger one. It's been a while. I'm like on a mini vacation. I mean, it was like Saturday night, right? So it's like a Saturday night. I'm in Montreal. Like, yeah, man, let's just go crazy, man. I'm going to have an 8 ounce glass of wine. That wine fucked me up. I do not drink. I rarely drink. That wine knocked me on my ass. It knocked me on my ass. And about 45 minutes after drinking the wine, I regretted it. I regretted having the wine because it's why? Because I'm like, oh God, I don't like this feeling, and now it feels like, I'm gonna feel, and like I can feel it in my sinuses, and then, I'm not gonna be able to sleep well tonight. Luckily, I was able to sleep well because we had this wine. I had the wine at like 6 p.m, so I just made myself stay up until I was completely sober, and then I was able to get a decent night's sleep. But so maybe we'll get drunk on Friday. Maybe. I mean, those 2 things are gonna knock me on my ass. When COVID started, I was drinking like a fish, and I think a lot of people were, right? Like, you know, when we were all locked down and we were, you know, when we were told like you should stay in quarantine, don't go out, stay home. What was there to do other than drink? Because there were 2 stores open. There was the grocery store and the liquor store. That's all that was open. And so I, at that time, like, man, I was drinking a lot. Like, I'd go buy a handle of vodka and orange juice, and it was just screwdriver alley, just screwdriver after screwdriver after screwdriver. And I was getting wasted like every night. It was bad. And then I don't know what happened. I kind of switched to wine because I've always liked wine, and I kind of switched to wine. And then one day I just kind of ran out of wine and I ran out of vodka, and I was like, well, I'll just go to the liquor store tomorrow. And then I just never went. And as a result, I kind of just stopped drinking. Like, it was never a conscious decision. It was never a like, I need to straighten up and stop drinking. I need to get my life together and really concentrate on my health. It was never anything like that. It was really just a habit that was broken out of laziness to go get the liquor. And so that's why I stopped drinking. But maybe Friday night we'll do it. If you haven't noticed, I decided we would play a game of chess. What is he doing? We'll go here. Where does he want to go? Does he want to go there? Just push up, bring this out. I'm surprised he hasn't kicked my bishop out already. He's going to push. He's definitely going to push this to kick my bishop out. But that's okay. We'll go over here. Interesting move. I'll just castle. So we're both doing kingside castling. If I take, he takes, I take, he takes. So I'm not going to take that, but I could push up. If I push up, he takes here. This horse is pinned, so I can recapture. Yeah, let's do that. Now, he might just take over here, in which case I'll take with my horse. Okay, so now wait a minute. I have two options. I can recapture with my bishop, or I can recapture with my horse. I tend to think it's better to capture with my horse because horses move slower, so it's harder. It's going to take more time to get. So basically, a capture that helps get my horse into the action, I think, benefits me. So we'll take with the horse. Now, he can't recapture because, I mean, he can if he wants. He's welcome to take my horse with his horse if he would like. But, okay. So he took, that was just a pawn. Now, I can take, I'm tempted to take this knight. Oh, no, because he has this knight there. Maybe I take this. I could bring this out and then take. He's a 1600. He probably won't fall for it, but let's try anyway. So his queen is in a bad position, right? He needs to probably just move his queen back. He probably just needs to move his queen back to D1, because if he doesn't, or he could do that. Now, I can't take that because he can actually recapture there. If I take, he takes. And then I take. Okay, let's think about this for a minute. What if I take this knight, or I'm sorry, I take this bishop. He recaptures with his bishop. In which case, I take this. He would recapture with his pawn. No, that's not going to work. I'm tempted to just kind of leave that side of the board alone, right? Because if I leave it alone, that trap, is there any way I can harass this bishop? Go here? Let's just try and move this out. If he takes, I'll take. If he doesn't take, he's in a bad position because I will take, then he'll have to probably move this bishop out of the way or lose the bishop, right? All right. Now, Razman, if you're watching this, don't offer me any help. I want this to be my victory. What does he want to do? I think he wants to move the queen here, right? I think that's his plan. So why don't I let him? I go here. He goes here. I take this. We'll see what happens. Maybe he will make it. Maybe he'll make a flub. Although I guess now he can take with this knight. That dinner my wife brought me was delicious. Absolutely delicious. Come on. Let's make a move. Ugh. Is he going to let the time run out? That's the challenge with these. But he's a 1600. He's rated a 1600. So I would think that he wouldn't be a jerk like that. I mean, he can move his queen. He can move his queen here. His queen to g5. I take the bishop. And everything else of mine is protected. He can recapture with his knight. In which case, I could recapture. I think I just win the queen. If I go here, I win the queen, don't I? Yeah, I win the queen. Now, it is a queen for a rook and a knight. So I don't know if that's the greatest trade. Yeah. I'm up 4, so I guess it was a good trade. I mean, it was a good trade. I think now I just probably just start taking pieces off the board. Let me bring this guy into the game. I need to watch out for back rank mate. I mean, this is not easily winnable, right? It's not as though I am guaranteed a victory here. All right, so he wants to obviously do something like this. I think I just go here, right? I just put the knight on h5. If he tries this, I can ignore it because I can go here. Then he takes. I scoot over. No. I want to scoot this way. Yeah, I think that's the move. So he's going to bring the bishop down here. He's going to bring the bishop to g6. h6. I'm sorry. h6. I ignore that. I bring the queen up here. That's threatening mate. Right? So look, he brings bishop down. I go queen to h6. He comes down, check. I scoot over. He doesn't have another check. Does he? Oh, he does. So what if I scoot over here? He's there. Okay, let's think about this again. He comes down here. I go here. He comes down. Check. I scoot over. He comes down. That's double check. Well, then I can just take. Or what if he comes over here? Yeah, I think this is the move. Okay. Yeah, he saw it. Pin the rook. He's doubled up, but he's pinned. He's actually backed himself into a corner. He can't do anything. Yeah, he resigned. He realized he screwed up. Woo! That was a good game. I like that. I'm going to analyze that game on chess.com, and then we're going to call it a night. Whoa, that was, yeah. I see. I can play. Like I know the rules. I can play. I can kind of play chess. All right, how do I get the annotation for the game? Download annotated. Was that? No. I want the whole game. Share and export. Here we go. Okay, let me put that on chess.com. See, Razman's sitting there thinking I didn't know how to play chess, and I just beat that guy that was much higher rated than me. Let's see. Learn. Analysis. That's what I want. Put the game here. All right, so I was black. Let's flip the board. Review. I feel like my accuracy was a little bit better. It was 81.5%. I had 2 great moves, no blunders, but 1 miss. Okay. So this is all book stuff, more book stuff. And then he screws up with this. I thought that was a weird move. The computer agrees with me. I castle, and this was a weird move, another weird move. Now, I guess I could have taken better advantage of this. The computer wanted me to take that pawn, which the computer has a very valid point. I don't know why I didn't take that pawn. That is actually an extremely valid point. I should have taken the pawn. It's a free pawn. It threatens the queen. He has to move the queen out of the way. I missed that. All right, so instead I do this weird move, kind of creating this box right in the center of everything. He takes, I take with the knight, which the computer agrees was the right thing to do. Computer didn't like that. Now, this was the first great move. Look what the computer loves it. The computer loves it because the computer knows that I'm getting ready to take his queen. I thought this was good defense on his part. The computer hates it. This permits the opponent to eventually win a queen. Well, I eventually did. I don't quite see it here. No, I'm not sure I see it there. All right, so computer's like, what are you doing, dude? You can win a queen. This overlooks the opportunity to tactically win a queen. How? That would have never happened. That's the problem. That's the problem with computer analysis, is that, again, the computer, when it's doing its analysis, it assumes that everybody's a grandmaster, and you got to think like a 1200 player. All right, so come down. I did an excellent move. Taking that pawn wins material after the follow-up trades. He's great move. Yes, it is an excellent move because I win the queen. And at this point, this is when I was basically like, okay, I just need to start taking material. So the computer actually the computer didn't object to that move, but he didn't not like it. Okay, so then he comes here. I take. He tries to double up, but he's pinned. Like, what can he do? And then I take. The computer did not like that move. I guess the king could have just taken, actually. But if the king took. Actually, I don't know that I have anything. I can't go here. Yeah, I got lucky. I don't know that I really have anything. I'm kind of screwed, really. Yeah, no, he prematurely resigned. He should not have resigned. And speaking of resignations, it's time for me to call it a night. Thank you, guys. Like I said, I'll be here Friday night. Razman, don't be late. We're going to do some programming. It's going to be hardcore programming for 2 straight hours. We're going to do it. We're going to get it done. Until then, have a great night, and I'll